Hi, Cindy, the crazy old psych lady here, back for another installment. And before I forget, because I get chastised for this because I'm naughty, please like and subscribe our YouTube goodies. Also, ring the bell because then that when we have another video that comes out, you will get a notification that our video is up and running, so you don't have to wait for me to find a way to make the link on Facebook because I can't seem to manage that. The Spawn takes care of all those glorious things.
The bell's right next to the subscribe button.
Yes, what she said. Thank you, Spawn.
Yeah.
Oh, turn the camera around and show yourself, can you?
Oh gosh, I don't know.
There she is. All right, so beautiful. Anyway, today's video is sponsored by Frankie Durst. She is my dear friend, and she's a platinum sponsor too. So, ooh, shout out to you, Frankie. She's been great. She's the one that's given me a lot of tips and tricks that I've shared with you guys. Things like how to use the Lycra so that it doesn't get jammed up and stuff. Oil your spring instead of your butts because I don't want to oil my butt. I don't know about you. So she's amazing and she's awesome. So big kudos and shout out to her. And throw up some good juju for everybody for the holiday season, regardless what you celebrate. Today's installment is about my favorite things. And it's about the things that make me doing what I do easier. And they work for me. They may not work for you. These are the things that I like, the things that I use. Keep it, use it, trash it, don't care. If it's useful, kudos. One of my favorite things, this is Ravel cord. And this stuff is glorious. I don't have to cut away from my waste yarn to my project yarn because I just slide this sucker out. There's videos on that. You can check out our other YouTube videos for that. I just keep them on the little embroidery cards when I'm being good or I don't have a zillion orders to fill like I have here lately, which is great. So that's that. I actually have two pairs of scissors that I like a great deal. These are still my favorite. They're very inexpensive. They last forever. They're like $1 or $2 when you find them. They come in a nice variety of colors. They're lightweight. They're easy to carry. And you put a hair tie on them. They're a dangerous weapon. You probably can't take them on an airplane though. This right here, for anybody who does knee socks or scarves or anything else, and uses soft weights where you put stuff in and you're like, oh, how am I going to manage that? Simply around your project as you move the weight up so that you're not getting too much drag, because the further down the weight is, the more it pulls on the project yarn up by the needles, and it actually gets heavier and it's hard on your needles. So this is great. You simply wrap it around like this underneath the cylinder, give it a push, drop your soft weight in there, and it pulls down on the needles and it keeps that weight off the ground, because once your weight hits the ground, you're toast. There goes your project. And you drop stitches, it's ugly. So there's that. We'll get to this little guy here in a little bit. This is a little tiny hook from Dave Lord. It's a great little tool. I like it a lot. But what I really liked was the pencil grip I put on it, because I have little fat fingers and it's easier for me. I get a better ergonomic grip and it's got a nice soft push to it. So it's really cool. My favorite pick, hands down, is still the Addi double-ended. This end here, I almost never ever use. The only time I use this end right here is when I pick up my yarn and my Lycra when I'm going through the eyelet here, because I put the Lycra off to the side and drop it here, and I run the yarn through the guide up here, and then that way I can pick them both up when I engage the heel spring and drop it on, and I don't get those things mangled and tangled. But this, I use it for every other thing, lifting over this and moving over that. It's great. It's got a nice point. It's got a nice contour and a nice, it's nice and smooth. It doesn't snag on anything. I like this. And leave this here because I want to show something else later as a comparison. This is a long-handled, long-reach latch tool from Dave Lord. And see, it's got the latch. What's great is if you drop stitches, like a lot of row of stitches, you can just go down, 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 and then you just knit them back up, and it's fabulous. I also use it for like a crochet bind off. I find it's a little long here. I've got several and I've thought about cutting it off, but I came up with another idea. And I kind of got to give Celeste a shout out for this. So I ran out and I got one of my pin vices, and I have double-ended pin vices. And so what I did was I took a needle, because this one's shorter and it's really, this is a good length for a crochet bind off. And I just, if you look here, these turn, see the threads right there, just like a nut, and I've got them in there hand tight. But then I made a little pick. I haven't tried this out yet. It's sturdy. I've got the contour where it matches the Addi pretty well. And I did this by hand, by eye, just a few minutes. So far, so good. I like it. It feels good in the hand. I have it set up so if I'm doing a bind off, I'm not going to poke myself. See, I can't poke myself with it, no matter how hard I try. Even this way, see? So for me, it's a good size. We'll see what happens, because you can do amazing things. Like, I walked straight out of a pork truck this week. Not down, out. You can imagine how that ended up. So I have this big purple black thing that on my butt. It looks lovely. I've tried, as far as like the weights and stuff, I absolutely love soft weights. I use them exclusively, which is why I have this. Because once I get into a project that's long, I want to take the weight up. And I like the fact that I've moved them into little velvet bags. And so if the velvet bag gets worn, I just change the velvet bag. I got a deal. I got like 25 of them for like $15 on Amazon. So I got plenty of them. So it'll be fun. And each of these are calibrated weights to 2.5 pounds. That also, for this one, which is the one I use for my heels, you'll see I put a split ring on here so that I can take off and on my V-hooks, which I really like. I like the ones, the V-hook that came with the Speedster. I like the space between it. But Dave Lord makes these, and I'm not advertising for Dave Lord. I swear to God, I'm not. He has cool stuff. I buy it, I try it, I like it, and I'm in love with it. So, as a matter of fact, I pay for my stuff. So these are not, I don't get anything free from him. I pay for it all. But what I like is that this is calibrated. So this weighs 2.5 pounds. And this weighs exactly 2.5 pounds. So I have equal weight, which makes a big difference when you're doing your heels, because for me, I had some issues in the beginning, and so it was just better for me to have calibrated weights. That was for me personally. And I like the soft weights. And I use Lead Shot number 5, number 6, something like that. And I've got a set for every machine. And I set all my machines up the same way. We're going to talk about muscle memory here in just a second, because this right here is just a little pencil holder, basically. But I keep, at my CSMs, all my stuff pretty much in the same place. I keep my pick here, I keep my latch hook here, I keep my needles here, and then I got extra picks and miscellaneous things in the different holes. I keep my scissors here, I keep my clips in here, and I keep a little tin can, so when I have take needles out for things, I can, I have a place to drop them, or if I'm using stitch markers and things like that. And so this is really great, and they're all set up the same way. So muscle memory, even where I hang my weights on my tables, are all the same. This is one of my favorite things, this table. We'll get to that here in a little bit. So the next thing I really think that I like is, I love pattern socks, but I'm finding that a lot of my clientele like things that are along the lines of heathered, mottled, solids, and honestly, my favorite of any of those groups right now is currently the Active. It's available at supergarn.com. No, they don't know I'm advertising for them. I just like the quality of their product, and I love the way it knits up. It has nice, neat, tidy stitches, and this is the tan version, and this is a tan and like an olive. This knits up and looks like camo. I've made some fingerless gloves for a coworker, and he's in love with them and wants more for his friends, which I thought was fantastic because they're hunters. So definitely, if you're looking at building your yarn stash, get a nice variety of mottled, heathered, and solids, and then you can play with the patterns. This is one of my favorite projects here recently, and it's kind of a a heist from the Addy maker, the Addy machine people that have the Addies and stuff. I have a couple of them. But what I want to show you that's really neat about making your fingerless gloves on, and I do these on the Bumblebee, you can do them on a regular CSM without too much trouble. Some adjustments. But I love the way this end crochets up, and if she can zoom in really close and see just how pretty that edge is, and it's on both sides, and there's nothing extra in there. But here's the amazing part. It has plenty of stretch. When I say it has plenty of stretch, they're my little fat little arms and my little fat digits. The nice part about making them like this too is you don't have to sew the thumb hole up when you're done, because you actually take the tube and you fold it in half and you do a mattress stitch, blah, blah, blah. So that's my latest project. Of my ways to wind up yarn, from bobbins to a cone winder to a one on a drill and stuff, I have, this is my favorite by far. And it's just an old antique one. And what I've done was I got a belt for it, and then I put a rubber stopper on it, and it holds the cones beautifully, and it just goes, and it's quiet and it's therapeutic. I love it. My favorite thing for my hanks is an Amish Swift, and I like the Amish Swift. Number one, it's low profile. Number two, when I need to use it, it's very easy to put together. I don't have any other moving parts. I'm going to do this today. I can't do this here. But it's compact and small. This cart is one of my favorite things. It houses everything I need for a CSM, all my tools, my light, and everything else. It is adjustable in height. I can simply turn these knobs down here, and it raises up. Last but certainly...
Hold on, tell them what the cart is. Tell them what the cart is.
Oh, okay, sorry. The cart is actually a laptop stand, is a laptop table. It is on wheels, and the wheels are lockable. Let me make some ruffles here. But if I want to raise it up, I think I've got this one locked down. I want to raise the height. Of course, it doesn't want to agree with me. There we go. And say I want to stand, or say I'm especially tall, or whatever. And for quick simplicity, I'll just do one. And ta-da. So I can, if I'm working on something else, I can change the height. So, but anyway, so there's that. And it travels nicely. It fits in the back seat of the car. I found them to be durable. They're about, well, they used to be about $65. I think they're probably $75 or $80 now, thanks to our illustrious leader. One of my favorite things, as everybody knows, are these handles. And I've got them on 3 of my machines. And Celeste Angela, as you all know, makes them. And she's just an amazing lady. The problem is these handles are a little bit heavier than what comes with the machine. And I'm not willing to give up the handles because they're that gorgeous. And so I had to fight with the handles wanting to drop because they weren't properly weighted. Well, David, and I'm not sure that I'm going to say his last name correctly, Hulster, is on one of the Facebook pages for the circular knitting people. And he has actually made and developed a beautiful counterweight that fits right on here. And so it doesn't matter where this handle is, it doesn't stop and drop and flop, which means it's not swinging around and running the risk of doing something goofy. But, you know, we are having a good time. We're going to get some more videos up here real soon. We want to toss out a quick one with a few of my favorite things. And that is that. So, the spawn is fabulous. Thank you, everybody. Good night. Bye.
Are you so ready?
I am super duper ready.
Okay, I'm sorry, I'm filming.
You're going to put that at the end, aren't you?
Yep.
Hi, bye. Thanks for watching. Oh, and if you watched all the way through, please say more cowbell.